Screen go to. Hello everyone. I hope I hope you all are doing well. Just give me a second. Yeah. So, 1 second. Yeah. So today's episode is more about, you know, it's more about contemporary painting. And basically, in the contemporary painting, it's again, slightly abstract, only we don't depict the objects, clearly. It's more about expressing ourselves in the contemporary way where we can use multiple shapes. We can use the texture also. We can use multimedia and different shades. So this is what we do within the contemporary painting. I have posted many of the artwork many times, and the last year also we did many contemporary painting. But this particular time, I want to, do that over the wood. So you can see that it is, engineering wood. I have it. So in wood, we are going to try our contemporary painting this time. So let's see that. So it will, this episode, because it's a bigger wood, we won't be able to complete that in a single episode. So we'll divide that into the multiple episode. And we'll try to, do it playfully in the sense, not in the hurry of to complete the activity. We'll try more to enjoy this activity as well as we'll learn slightly technique about it. So that's the reason I don't want to finish it as quickly. Otherwise, we can do that in a single episode only, 1 or 2 episodes. So let's start with the our basic layer. So what we'll do in today's activity, we'll see that. So I'm just going to use the one brush, which is a flat brush. Okay, this is the flat brush. Other than that, we have this palette knife. Only these two elements we are going to use it. Other than that, texture based. So this is my texture paste. So this is a, normally Camel one, or you can use any texture paste. If you subscribe from my YouTube channel, there is a method to create the homemade texture paste also. That also can be used. So what is basically texture paste? It gives a depth to the painting and also it helps to bring out a different layer and, touch feeling also. For example, if you are depicting any specific flower or the landscape, so it will bring out that look within your painting. And from the contemporary perspective, because we are using acrylic, we'll be doing that in the multiple layer. So it really helps to bring out each layer one by one. So we'll learn everything that in this particular episode or the next episode also. So let's start that. So let me, let's adjust my camera. I hope you can hear because I'm using different, microphone. Just give me a second. Okay. So this is almost, it's not exactly the rectangle, hood, but it is basically, this side is the bigger and it is slightly smaller. It's not perfect square, but slightly rectangle. So I'm planning to paint in this in a vertical way. You know, this is height, this is width. So what I'm going to do that, if you might have seen my poster, so we have, just give me a second.
Oh, yeah, it's better. So you might have seen my, poster also. Give me a second. Okay. So let's start doing this. I'm going to take a texture and I will be putting some layer around it. Okay? So this is my palette knife. I'm going to take the texture paste on my palette and 3/4 of the painting. You can just roughly measure it 3/4 because in top one there will be a different shade and the bottom one will be having the different shade. It will not be exactly the copy of the poster because I did that already. We'll slightly give the variation, but base will be same. Techniques will be same. So and we are just starting painting. So let's start with our base. So when you are putting a texture, remember we are trying to put the layer. We are in the sense, slightly, you might have seen landslide and all. Na? So that type of texture we are trying to put it because once we'll be giving the layers, so it will give the same effect in the sense layer over layer, something like that. So you can see that how I'm doing it. And do not overdo that. Ensure this depth you are keeping it now is a normal depth, not too much with respect to texture. You can see here. So there is no right and wrong way of putting the texture, especially on painting which we are creating, because we are making the contemporary landscape. So it can be any way, right? Not a flower or something. Like you have to put the exact that shape. So just be free and do according to your understanding. Okay. So one layer we did already of the texture. Now I'm just giving some more depth using the second one. It's not compulsory, but when we use paint, right, sometimes it's not visible. So considering that, I'm just wherever area I feel like it's been, left, I'll use it. And I will not rub it, otherwise it will become plain, right? So ensure it is in the layer format. And this texture takes time to dry. So we'll leave it. Okay. And for this, not much skills are, with respect to palette handling and all skills are required, but not like still life or those type of painting. I feel if you start it and you try this, definitely you can finish it and do it in a single day. So just try with the contemporary art if you're a beginner, and you will enjoy this activity also, and you will enjoy the results also. Although we are not focusing too much initially, But contemporary is one of the, activity which where you can really see the results immediately also, whatever you learn. Okay. Now what I'm doing, I'm not going to override anything over here. I'm just giving us slightly, depth around it. But it will not be exactly because this should be clearly visible when we'll do the multiple shades. But other than that, I'm just, expanding it, not everywhere at some portion. You will get to know everything why we are doing it once we'll start painting. Okay. Because all these strokes and all, it gives the effect when we paint it. Same side, here also we are slightly extending it. And do not give the strokes in one direction only. Just change it in a different direction and just enjoy this activity. It's I'm just giving compulsory, but just for my satisfaction. That's all. So this is a basic texture we have given. Okay, so for this painting, we won't do anything extra because we'll start with the first, layer. Now, palette knife work is done. What we have to do normally takes time to dry all those things. Even if we use the dryer also, it will take a time. But to save the time, what I'm going to do, I'm going to tell you a few techniques. In the sense, what we are going to do it. So basically, we'll start once it is dried. We are going to start with the any warm series. In the sense, you can use any warm shade. Why warm shade? Reason is this is a contemporary art. So we want to give, warm background. On top of that, we will be using slightly light shades because I want to depict it as a summer series, so I want to bring out that calmness within the painting, but same time I want to bring out some energy also. So background, I'll be using the warm shades. So warm shades are like yellow, you can use it, orange, you can use it, or red. And any one of them, you can use it as a background. Okay. So because I did already orange, so in this particular painting, I'll be using yellow as a background. So I have this yellow, which is basically a lemon yellow. You can use a turmeric yellow also. Okay. And this is my broader brush. So this area anyway, I cannot paint it. So what I'll do, I'll start with the side and this part, I will leave it and I will do it offline. So in this episode, we are just going to do this much. We won't do anything else because texture takes time to dry. And once it is dry, then it is ready to be painted. But we want to save some time. That is the reason, So we'll be painting. So what I can do, because it's a bigger, canvas only, I'll take out my yellow. If you might have seen my reel also, I put it in the yellow. That is the reason, I'm using yellow also today. Just bring out this paint and spread it. It's a liquid one. If you are using the tube one, then do not do like this. Just put some paste and use water because it's already liquid. And acrylic, it's acrylic liquid. So I'm doing like this. Now I have a, you can take a broader brush also than this, but because we want to enjoy this activity, so let's take this brush only and just color it. That's it, like this. I don't think we will need a water. Just really playful activity and very simple also. And even I have switched on the fan also, so it will dry. Normally in acrylic, I do not do that because paint will dry quickly. But I know today I have to do only this much. That is the reason, I have switched on the fan also. Now we have so much additional paint also. So what we are going to do, we are going to use it. First, let me, finish this side also. Same way. Texture, you don't do that. Texture part, once it is dried, will. In the side, we can use the same brush, and side part we can cover it. Edges, because it's wooden. And when we are framing it, we don't need actually frames also. What we need, you can go anywhere and ask them to just fix the hook in the background, you know, and ensure you have a double hook because it will be slightly weight will be there. So double hook, you can use it, and that's it. So that is the reason acrylic, is very convenient. You have a normal wood also in a different shape, but it's having the flat edge. I have done, one of the painting in that way. That also you can use it, even if it is not square. Also, that will also. Do. So I'm just covering the, yes, and same time it's drying also. But we won't do much today. Only this much. Now turn the painting and do the complete the other edge. You can just turn it. So my paint is slightly drying. So what I'll do, I'll just use some water. And always ensure you're using a proper paper, and because it's a heavy, so be careful about your, leg hands, etc. It should not fall on you. Because if it is canvas, then weight won't be much. Same technique you can do over the canvas also. Same one. So with wood, you have to slightly careful. Should not fall on, your leg and otherwise it will get hurt. Only one edge is remaining. So because my paint is already almost dry, so I will use a new paint. This paint is dried, I'll take. Can use palette also because it's about to finish. So that's the reason. And anyway, it's a base layer. That's the reason. The thing will get disturbed. Otherwise, use palette. So this is done. Edges also done. So edges, if we see anywhere something is missing, so whenever we are putting the next layer, we will put on top of that also. But base layer is yellow everywhere. So with this, today's episode is only this much you have to paint every day. 15 to 20 minutes. That's all. So ensure you put that, brush inside the water. Otherwise, it will get dry. Okay, and it will get spoiled also. So with this, today's episode is completed. So just for the revision, we just applied texture and put the base layer and we have used the engineering wood. Now you can do the same. You can use either orange or red also. You can do it. So with this, I'm closing this particular episode and some issue with my screen also. With this, I'm closing this particular episode and I hope this will really help you to start your first painting if you haven't started it. And contemporary art is the best way. And if you see the market also, it's highly on demand, especially in the contemporary and the abstract side. Start learning, get used to it, and then you will see the difference. Moreover, it is more playful. This is what I felt it while doing different layers and all. And even while doing, I am not too much worried about the results. But if I'm doing any other style and all, I have to too much, worry about the different elements and all those things. So I found it very convenient, abstract and contemporary. So I highly recommend to start your journey in painting using contemporary or abstract. So with this, episode 1 is we have completed today. You can just see this. And let's tune for the next episode next week. Bye bye. Take care. I'll see you in our next episode.